UC After Hours,
where we delve into the complexities of freedom of speech and expression. In this episode, we'll be exploring Section 4, a cornerstone of many democratic societies which guarantees the right to free speech, expression, press, assembly, and petition. Well unpacked, the historical context examines modern interpretations and discuss the ongoing debate surrounding its limits and applications. Let's dive in. Tino, what's your take on this fundamental right?
It's a fascinating and complex issue, RJ. On the surface, it seems straightforward. You can say what you want, but the reality is far more nuanced. The line between protected speech and harmful speech is constantly shifting.
Exactly. Section 4 typically guarantees freedom of speech, expression, and the press, plus the right to peaceful assembly and petitioning the government. But how do we interpret that in our hyper-connected digital age, where misinformation spreads so rapidly?
That's the big question. Social media has completely changed the game. The speed of which false information can spread poses a huge challenge to the traditional understanding of free speech. Do we limit speech to protect against harm, even if it means sacrificing some free expression?
It's a balancing act. For sure, we need to protect against hate speech, incitement to violence, and the deliberate spread of falsehoods that cause real-world damage. But we also need to be cautious about censorship and silencing dissenting voices.
Absolutely. Remember the historical context. Section 4 or its equivalents wasn't created in a vacuum. It's a product of struggles against oppression and censorship. We have to remember that protection-free speech often means protecting speech that's unpopular or even offensive.
And what about the right to assemble and petition? That's vital for holding power accountable. But how do we manage large protests and ensure public safety without infringing on that right?
It's a constant negotiation. Authorities need to balance the right to protest with the need to maintain order and prevent violence. Finding that sweet spot is a challenge, and we see the consequences of getting it all too often.
So the interpretation of Section 4 is a continuous process. It's a conversation involving courts, legislatures, and most importantly, the public. It demands constant vigilance and a commitment to protecting this fundamental right while mitigating its potential harms. What are your thoughts, listeners?
Thanks for joining us on the UC After Hours today.
We hope you find our discussion on Section 4 thought-provoking.